Hello, I'm the Eternal Newbie. The extra L is for little, as in My Little Pony. Because today we're going to look at my latest creation, the Neckbeard class for D&D 5e. Before I begin, two things. One, this class is terribly unbalanced because I put flavor above balance every single time. And two, I'd like to talk a bit about what neckbeards actually are, or more specifically, what they are not. There are many traits associated with neckbeards, such as a love of anime, being overweight, poor hygiene, being terrible with women, stuff like that. These things do not make you a neckbeard though, because I gotta be honest, I check more than one of those boxes myself and I ain't no neckbeard. What truly makes you a neckbeard is your attitude, an inflated sense of self-worth, and a powerful sense of entitlement, particularly to affection, and a whole lot of misogyny thrown on top of it. So while I talk about the other things, just remember, being an overweight, smelly, awkward around women, lover of all things nerd culture does not make you a neckbeard. Kinda makes you my twin if I'm being honest. Let's take a look at the sheet. Oh, and for those of you here for the Eternal Newbie content, there is a message about the channel at the end. The local Walmart has raised the price of Cheetos. This shall not stand, for you have studied the blade. A woman joins your D&D group, but she somehow doesn't recognize you as the true alpha male you are. Even after you telling her ad nauseum how you have studied the blade. Your doctor has the temerity to tell you Mountain Dew is not one of the major food groups. The fool! This shall not stand, for you have studied the blade. Walmart only has one PS5 left, yet some lady and her snot-nosed brat have grabbed it before you could. Does she not realize you have been gaming since the Atari? You have earned that PS5. This shall not stand, for you have studied the blade. But what is a neckbeard? Is it the weight? The keen fashion sense? The total lack of anything approaching hygiene? The love of all things Cheetos and Mountain Dew? It is not. What truly makes a neckbeard is a smug feeling of superiority over everyone else and that you deserve more than you do. To get in the mindset of creating a neckbeard, keep in mind, you are smarter than everyone else, you have better taste, and are more desirable to females than beta males, yet no one recognizes your greatness. But they will. They all will. Yeah, neckbeards generally laugh like Jabba the Hutt. No relation. The hit die is a D10, the rest of the stuff's pretty standard, except for tools I gave them collectible cards, which are just reskinned playing cards. I chose Dexterity and Charisma for the saving throws because I thought it was hilarious because those are the two things neckbeards are not known for. And for skills, they can choose two from Deception, Athletics, Investigation, Arcana, or History. More on that later. Starting equipment is pretty standard, but I reskinned longswords as katana, hand axes as throwing stars, and they also get a pouch for storing their Mountain Dew and Cheetos, which is very important to one of the skills we'll talk about in a couple of minutes. They also get an Explorer's Pack and a set of playing cards, aka collectible cards. Now let's get into the skills. Starting at level 1, when you ingest the Nectar of the Gods, aka Mountain Dew and Cheetos, you enter a haze state. On your turn, you can enter a haze state as a bonus action. Your haze lasts for 1 minute. It ends early if you are knocked unconscious. You can also end your haze on your turn as a bonus action. The number of hazes you get per level is shown on the Neckbeard table. And if you're thinking this sounds a whole lot like the Barbarian Rage, you're not too far off, because the first thing you get when in a haze is resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. But you also get advantage on strength and constitution saving throws, and disadvantage on wisdom and intelligence saving throws, which I wanted to make a basic class feature, but I thought that'd be way too underpowered. Also at level 1, you get the ability Study the Blade. While others have wasted their time on frivolous activities such as dating and bathing, you studied the blade. As a result, starting at level 1, you get a bonus to attack rolls with all slashing weapons equal to half your proficiency bonus, rounded down. At level 2, you get Stench Defense. Showering is for the mouth-breathing masses. As such, you have developed a distinctive fragrance that combines the aroma of body odor, Axe body spray, urine, and shame. This odor makes you harder to hit in combat. As such, you gain a bonus to your armor class against all enemies that don't have resistance to poison, as shown on the Neckbeard table. Due to this stench, you also have disadvantage on all stealth ability checks. At level 3, you get to choose a fandom such as the Brony fandom, or the MMORPG fandom, or a Rick and Morty fandom, At this time, I've only written the Brony fandom, so that's what we're going to go over later. At levels 4, 8, 12, 16, and 19, you get an ability score improvement. At level 5, you get an extra attack. At level 7, you get dead weight. Years of sucking down nothing but pizza, Mountain Dew, double cheeseburgers, and of course Cheetos have gifted you with a rotund girth, making you the envy of gelatinous cubes everywhere. Due to this, as a reaction, you may go limp to prevent enemies from forcing you to move. You must be conscious to use this ability, and it has no effect on enemies attempting to knock you prone. At level 9, you get the dreaded Cheeto Breath. The deadly combination of Cheetos and never brushing your teeth has turned your breath into a potent weapon. As an action, you may exhale a 15-foot cone of Cheeto Breath. When you use your breath weapon, each creature in the area of the exhalation must... Is that really a word? Exhalation? Okay. Must make a Constitution saving throw. The DC for this saving throw equals A plus your Constitution modifier plus your proficiency bonus. Now here's the good part. On a failed save, a creature is stunned until the end of your next turn. You get it once, and it recharges on a short or long rest. At level 11, the combination of your unkept beard and your ballooning weight have made you a creature of paradox. You are a neckbeard, yet you have no neck. But that is not the only paradox. Your beard is host to the most potent disease imaginable, neckbearditis. You suffer no ill effects from this disease, and have advantage on saving throws against all lesser diseases. At level 13, your expertise in all things anime has transcended the extents of pop culture. This knowledge actually translates into other areas. You get to choose 2 skills from nature, investigation, arcana, and history. You become proficient in those skills. And looking at it, if you already have proficiency, let's add an expertise in there too. It'll be on the final sheet. At level 15, you get improved haze. You're no longer content with just Cheetos and Mountain Dew. You have upgraded to Hot Cheetos and Code Red Mountain Dew. You gain the following benefits. Basically, now you have resistance to all elemental damage, and your first attack with a slashing weapon may be made at advantage each round. At level 17, you have decided religion is the opiate of the masses. Despite personally seeing indisputable evidence of the existence of gods, you're way too smart to fall for that, or too delusional. As a result, you have advantage on saving throws against all leveled spells cast by clerics and paladins. At level 18, you get Hentai, the ability to call tentacles from the ground to capture all enemies within a 15-foot radius centered on you. The enemies must succeed a strength saving throw or be restrained. This effect lasts for 1 minute or until you lose concentration, and enemies may repeat their saving throw at the end of each of their turns. You may use this ability twice, but one of them must be during a long rest. The other can be used at any time. Once you have used this ability, you cannot use it again until your next long rest. And despite what you may think, your allies most definitely do not want to hear in graphic detail what you do with this ability during the long rest, so please don't tell them. At level 20, you get a most impressive capstone, Vendetta's Fedora. There can be only one. You have obtained the ultimate symbol of neckbeardedness, the fedora used in the movie V for Vendetta, and totally not a replica. All other neckbeards recognize you for their king, the ultimate gentleman. As such, you may convene a meeting of the True Gentleman's Club by summoning 4 CR1 Neckbeard minions to your side. They follow your instructions and go on your turn. A quick look at the minion shows an armor class of 15, about 36 hit points, and they have multi-attack as long as they're using katanas. Their special ability, Milady. Once per day, the Neckbeard minion tips his non-collectible fedora that totally wasn't in V for Vendetta. Each non-neckbeard creature within 30 feet of the minion that has an intelligence greater than 6 must succeed a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or become incapacitated due to vomiting until the end of their turn. If a creature's saving throw is successful, that creature is immune to all neckbeard's maladies for the next 24 hours. Like I said before, the only fandom I've made was Bronies, and I'm gonna be honest, I know almost nothing about My Little Pony or Bronies. The only thing I know about them is my sister used to play with them when we were kids. So I kind of use the internet to look up different powers different ponies have. Hopefully I chose ones that are like important to plot, but if not, sorry. The gist is you channel different ponies and get their abilities. At level 3 you can channel Pinkie Pie. You gain Pinky Sense, which gives you the ability to no longer be surprised, and other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being hidden from you. At level 6, you channel Twilight Sparkle, and you gain her Magical Beam Emission ability. This gives you the ability to cast Eldritch Blast as a potent cantrip. strengthens your casting ability for this spell. At level 10, Rainbow Dash. You gain a flying speed of 60 feet for 1 hour. You may use this feature twice, you regain all uses on a long rest. Finally, at level 14, you gain the pony's Friendship is Magic ability. You may use this ability to dominate any creature once and regain all uses on a long rest. Opponents may make a Wisdom saving throw to resist this domination. The DC for the saving throw is 8 plus your Charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus. Starting at level 18, you may use Friendship is Magic twice before a long rest. So that was the Neckbeard. Not gonna lie, it does look like a fun class to play. Oh, and if you notice any spelling errors or glaring grammatical errors, let me know. The rest of this video is a channel update, so if you don't care about that, I'll just thank you for watching the video and you can end it here. Thanks, buddy. Alright, so you probably noticed that the channel is basically pretty much inactive right now. And I just thought I'd talk for a few minutes about that. I'm going to try and keep it down to a few minutes. It didn't feel right scripting this part, so I'm going to try and keep my rambling to a minimum. I started my channel, I was watching some famous YouTubers like Puffin Forest or Spoonie, and loving what they were doing, thinking, hey, I should try doing that. So I did. Didn't think anything would come of it. But 6 months later, I went from like 200 subscribers to over 1,000. And in the months following, jumped up another 3,000 or 4,000. It was an amazing feeling, and I began to think, you know what? Maybe this channel will go somewhere. Thousands of people were watching my videos, and they were liking them. It may not seem like much in the grand scheme of YouTube, but it felt like a lot. Especially to someone who has spent their entire life feeling worthless, useless, basically less. I'm not going to get too much into the cesspit that is my own thought process, but let's just say, the Eternal voice, that's not fake. I've had a voice in the back of my head my entire life telling me I wasn't good enough, I couldn't do it, everyone was better than me. And now, all of a sudden, that voice was wrong. Like, I'm not going to say I had low self-esteem, because you have to have some self-esteem to have low self-esteem, but I just want you guys to see where I'm coming from here. I had hope, which is something I have very rarely had in my life. But, as a great philosopher once said, what goes up must come down. And after a couple of months, my channel began a very slow decline. I did lots of things to try and change that, accumulating with making 2 videos a week. Nothing worked, and the gradual decline was gradually getting bigger. That's when I realized this thing that had started as a nice little hobby had taken over my life. Between finding stories and making videos, I was putting in 40 hours plus a week on this channel. On top of my 40 plus hour a week job. It was not sustainable. That's when I had the great idea to start doing the Biff stuff with Supernatural and stuff like that. At least I didn't have to spend 30 plus hours looking for stories. But my gradually decreasing decline turned into a cliff. I gave the Biff stuff a year. Then I decided to once again split stuff and give D&D another try. Once again, I was doing 2 videos a week. Not fun. But I told myself, you're going to do this for 3 months, then you're going to choose which channel you like doing better, and you're going to keep with that one. What can I say? I know a lot of you disagree, but I like the Biff stuff better. And look, you stuck around for 2.5 minutes listening to me whine. I'm going to be straight with you. Every time I look at the Eternal Newbie channel, all I can think of is how I failed. How I finally, for the first time in my stupid life, believed in myself on something, and it failed. And I just can't deal with that. I'm not in a bad place mentally right now. Matter of fact, I'm actually in a pretty good place. But every time I look back at this channel, the internal voice comes back, and I just can't deal with that. So I'm sorry, this channel's just going to be catch as catch can for now. I don't know if I'll ever go back to a regular upload schedule with this channel. For the foreseeable future, I'm going to hang out on the Biff channel and upload there. But what I really wanted to say is thank you so much to all the people that watch my videos, like my videos. You guys gave me a feeling of hope I have never had in my life before. And just because it didn't work out, doesn't mean it wasn't worth it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And remember, play your character. Don't let your character play you.